Hello, fight fans, and welcome to Rugged Rob's Combat Corner, where combat is always king. This is Rugged Rob, and I'd like to thank you for joining me for another week of the Combat Corner podcast. As you can see to my left, I have a very special guest. He's the Cuban Missile Crisis, the Cuban killer, the Cuban assassin. You are Cuban, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Alex Castellano. I thought you were Italian all this time, man. I love that. I'm real big in mafia movies, and when I heard your name Costellano, I just like, oh, that's a deep Italian name.
Well, the S got cut off of the birth certificate.
Okay.
It was Castellanos, but my dad was born in Cuba, so it got cut off of his birth certificate. So everybody else in my family is Castellanos except for me, my dad, and my brother.
Okay. Well, first and foremost, how long you been boxing?
Been boxing. I started actually when I was 17.
Okay.
With Rob D'Angelo. You probably know Rob.
Rest in peace, Rob D'Angelo.
Rest in peace, Rob.
That was my man. Not to cut you off, but I don't miss the dude.
For sure.
He was a real big part of the Buffalo boxing family, and rest in peace. How long ago was it? Like 2 years? 3 years?
Might have been 2.5 years.
2.5 years?
Yeah.
So rest in peace, Bob.
Yeah.
But you started with him. Go ahead.
I started with him. I was 17.
Mm-hmm.
I was in high school, senior. And it was only for, maybe 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
And then his gym got closed down. So I took like 1.5 years off, and then I found Tommy. And then ever since I found Tommy at WNY, I've just been going every day ever since.
Now, you started at Victory, though.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, I started with Rob. Like I said, I was just sparring. I didn't fight with him or nothing like that, just sparring.
Mm-hmm. You can't do too much in 4 months, though. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
you can't.
Especially
You really
come out
can't.
the gate.
Yeah, exactly. And he wasn't really, you know what I mean? He was just having us do bag work. And like I said, I was just sparring with no experience. I was just getting in there, just trying to be tough.
Mm-hmm.
And then took like 1.5 years off because his gym closed. And then I found Tommy at Victory. I was probably 18 or 19. Just turned 19, I think.
You said you wanted to do MMA.
That's why I got into boxing even with Rob, was for MMA. I wanted to do MMA. I'm probably a bigger MMA fan, to watch MMA than I am boxing. Love the sport of boxing, though, in my heart. But, I got into it for MMA. I love boxing since a kid. And I'm like, let me get the hands right. You know what I mean? And he swiped me up. You know what I mean? I sparred boxing. I happened to go there the day it was a boxing day. And I sparred my first day there, too. And, man, he came and talked to me, said, you got fast hands, you know what I mean, just being personal. And I was just like, man, I like this dude.
Mm-hmm.
He swiped me right up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I seen you come up in the ranks. I do all the shows for the Golden Gloves, and they keep me busy. I film them all. And, I get a bout sheet. And I would see, your name on the bout sheet, Alex Castellano. First you started out as sub-novice. Then you was a novice. And then you went open. You started fighting some of the big boys. And winning.
Yeah.
Now, to give you guys a little insight on his style, he's a slick fighter. And like he said, he got real quick hands. And, he's a real tough kid. He's in there to bang. And, it's evident today. He comes in with a black eye. I love it. With working with Victory, okay?
Yeah.
Now, you say you've been boxing how many years? I might have missed that.
Well, I just turned 25. I'm kind of an old head right now.
Nah, man.
So,
Don't
maybe
never
6,
say
7.
that. Don't never say
I feel young.
you an old head.
I feel young.
And you sitting next to a guy that's 51.
But you look like you're 28.
Well, I try to keep it funky.
All right.
But you still in there, and usually fighters don't reach their prime until they're like 20, 25, 26, and you don't have a lot of the damage that pros go through.
Yeah.
So,
Sure.
I think you're going to have a great career. You're still an amateur. I was talking to Tommy Neff, and he said that he wants to take you for a few tournaments and then turn you pro.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, unfortunately, they say you ain't fighting in the gloves.
Yeah. I don't know if it's I'm done with the amateur thing around here. I love boxing, but at 25, I want to get the show on the road, so to speak. I'm in that middle point where you can't ever get enough experience. But at the same time, you know, I do want to get the show on the road. And, you know, man, with the gloves, the past few years, I had just had some unfortunate circumstances.
Right.
You know, I feel like I could have won some of those, and unfortunately, you know, some stuff went down. One of the years I broke my hand. Couldn't fight. The other year, you know, I was injured. I had like 8 days, and I had to make a choice. You know, do I fight and take the chance, or do I just pull out? Because, you know, I was really injured. I had an 8-day camp, terribly out of shape. I fought, and then the most recent, you know, not to name any names, I got respect for everybody, but, you know, I just felt like the judges and everybody else there kind of.
What, in the last glove?
Yeah, the last one, the first round, kind of felt like the judges. I don't really know what they're looking at, and you know, I had that rematch, I got it back. Got love for the dude that I fought, you know, but I don't know if I'm done with the amateur thing. I want to get the show on the road, so maybe I'll fight out of town. You know what I mean? I'll fight out of town, but I don't know. I don't think I could do another gloves around here. I might want to go pro before then anyway.
Well, I mean, you fought like some of the same guys. I mean, how many times have you fought Joe Reed?
I fought Joe 5 times.
5 times?
Yeah.
And actually, he's in your camp right now.
Yeah, Joe trains with us.
Yeah,
absolutely.
He's in your camp.
Yeah, on the same team.
After he lost his trainer, Teddy Hampton.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Teddy. He was a good guy too. You know,
absolutely.
We're losing a lot of boxing family, man, but it kills me. But he's over at Western New York MMA boxing team with Tommy Neff, which is a good crew, because I see some of the pictures on Facebook. The last one I saw, it was you, it was Daniel DeJesus, it was Joe Reed, Wendy Casey was there. Did you spar Wendy?
I didn't spar Wendy that day.
Okay.
But I sparred her maybe a couple days before.
Oh, really?
You know, yeah.
What's that like?
So, like, well...
She's strong, though.
Oh, she's strong. Man, Wendy Casey is an absolute animal. I'm telling you, it's like, you know, I'm not trying to be sexist here, but it's like being in there with a guy. Strong as ever, and just tough as nails. She's not one of them girls where she's like, oh, let me take advantage of being a female. I'll get my rocks off, and you know, you're not gonna hit me hard. She'll be in there. She doesn't care. She's tough as nails. So it's good work. You got to be in shape to spar Wendy, guy or girl, skills or not. You got to be in shape.